we get you the ROI from AI. And Dr. Jeff is in the building tonight.
And CEO of PRISM AI Consultants. And today I'm solo today, so no special guests in the building today. However, we're going to talk about how to use AI for personal things, right? So school is back in session. Your kid is using AI wrong. How to help them with it. So we're going to talk about that, as well as I would say like a refresher on best practices between like which AI to use, right? So if you are new to AI and saying, hey, how do you get results using these tools? What should I even start with? That is what today's episode is about. And I'm excited to share it with you. So let's jump in. We're actually going to start with Chat GPT today. And so we're going to basics. So I'm going to go fast here. However, it is really, really important. So whether you are super advanced with AI or this is you're a beginner, this is how I would like, start with or use AI to get the most ROI from it right now. Let me back up from chat. So the first thing is I would say capture. All right. Capture is the most important thing. I talk about this every single week and I'm going to talk about it every single week going forward. Capture. That is your AI note taker or some type of tool that allows you to get the relevant context from whatever situation. So we take meetings 3 different ways: in person, virtually, telephone. That's how we take meetings. If you have a frictionless way to capture that information, you can then put that information inside of ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever your AI of choice is, and then you can query that, ask it different questions to get results. But if you don't have that information, it could be a spreadsheet as well. It could be a website, whatever. If you don't have that relevant context, then you're not going to be able to get the best result. You're not going to get the best answer. So it is so important to have capture. I use Otter, OTTER. That is the way that I typically capture. You come onto my Zoom. It says this call is being recorded, but Zoom has it built in. Google Meet, Microsoft Teams. Doesn't matter. They all have some type of capture. So that's the first thing I want everybody to understand from how to get the ROI from AI, the most return on investment. Number 1, capture. Number 2 is connect. All right. So now we can get into chat. And then when I say connect, you connect with your plugin. So if you open up your sidebar here, you got these plugins on the side. Even if you don't have, you don't even know what a whole bunch of stuff is, don't worry. Click on the plugins. And now there are certain plugins that you need in order to turn your AI into an agent working for you. So what do you mean, Jeff, agent working for you? Well, ChatGPT is just a chat bot to answer your questions, your requests, until you give it some powers. And the plugins or the connectors are those powers. Now, I want to talk about privacy first. So before we even get into the connectors, I'm going to show you how to, make sure that you have your, if we go into your settings, this is where you can make sure that your privacy is turned to the right, to whatever specific way you want it to go. So they move some stuff around. Let me see if I can find, apologies. Right here. So under data controls, where it says improve the model for everyone, if you click that on there, then you can go ahead and if it's off, if it's on already, you turn it off and then it won't train on your data. But if you turn it on, it will. I have the business plan, so it's automatically off for me, but everybody doesn't have that. So that's one thing from a connector standpoint. The other is just knowing that just because you are connected to a specific product doesn't mean that it's going to be looking at all your stuff. You still have to give it access. You still have to grant it permissions. So you see this Otter here. This is the transcript one it's connected to. If we click on installed, we can see all the different plugins that are connected and installed for me. Vercel allows me to do website stuff directly with ChatGPT. So I say, hey, create this website, create that website. It'll do it and host it because I have that plugin. But for beginners, email, calendar, drive. Those are the top 3 to make sure it's connected so that I can take action on your behalf and actually do stuff. Sending emails, creating documents, creating workflows, those 3 things. So, second big thing is connectors, or ChatGPT calls it plugins, but we want to make sure that the things are connected. All right, great. So that's from the age that we're in now. When plugins went away, came back. So, but they're back with a vengeance. So once again, Claude calls it connectors, ChatGPT calls it plugins. Third thing is how you're prompting, right? So how you're directing it. So capture, connect it, and then how you direct it. And then that is through dictation, right? So you should be talking to your AI as opposed to typing. So I'll give you an example. Hey, what's going on, chat? This is Dr. Jeff, and I would like you to please go online and right now I'm doing a LinkedIn Live AI Hustle with Dr. Jeff. It's also streaming to YouTube live as well. And the focus of today's conversation is the topic, I would say the title, your kids using AI and your team's wrong, and your team's probably doing that as well. So I'm giving some best practices from beginner to advanced on if you're just kind of stepped away and you're coming back, what to do with AI, how to use AI currently. And, with that real quick, could you just give me from a education standpoint, what are some best practices if you were telling a young adult, teen, someone who is 12 years old, should they even be using it? They're 12 years old. Question. But what would you recommend there from how they should use it? All right. So I regard for a couple of reasons. I want you to be able to see that I'm going off of a stream of consciousness, and it's easy to do that when you're talking. It's hard to do that when you're typing because you do not type as fast as you talk. Nobody does. So in that, I was able to keep my stream of consciousness because I was able to type. But if I was if I was typing, then I probably would have paraphrased, which in turn I would have lost some of the nuance. So as you are directing it, talk to it. Now, there is a 5-step prompting framework that I will kind of throw out real quick. I'm not going to go into it in detail, but just know this is a good, there's lots of different ways in which you can prompt, but this is a good framework to do it. So that is number 1, name your team or give it a role, the AI. Now, I didn't have to do that in here because I have that in my custom instructions. I've already given it a role, many different roles. But if this was like a fresh AI, I would have done that. Number 2, introduce yourself, give relevant context. Number 3 is state the issue, what's the problem. Number 4 is what's the big goal, and then number 5 is what's the command. So that's like a great 5-step prompting framework. Once again, a lot easier to do if you're talking, harder to do if you're typing, okay? All right, so the answer is here. Yes, I would absolutely teach kids to use AI, but I would teach them to use it in a thinking amplifier, not a thinking replacement. So that is exactly what I would say too. I was just curious to see what chat would say with that. So what's the difference between a thinking amplifier and a thinking replacement? So what I would say to that is, A, think about the answer first. So if you're, whatever the situation is, come up with your own hypothesis first, then ask the AI to see. And then you can now gauge and go say, what you feel like will be best to go with it. But first, don't just outsource your offload your cognitive ability by having the AI give you the answer first. Think about what you think it is first, and then ask the question, and then compare it. So that is important for the child. We got back to school going on, or the teen, the adult, right? Same thing. No cognitive offloading. Or if you do it, because I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, just know you're doing it. right? Sometimes maybe you're like, I don't want to do this right now. I understand what I'm doing. Just know what's happening. If you continually just give it to the AI first and you don't think about the stuff, you eventually will lose that capability. But it doesn't take too long to try. So just actually actively try to think about it first, and you will see better results from that standpoint. Next is, so ask AI to teach, not answer. Make them think first. Teach them that AI can be confidently wrong. Use AI as a tutor. Use it for curiosity that school may not have time for. That again. Use it for curiosity that school may not have time for. Kids say, "Why is the sky blue?" Great, keep going. Why isn't it purple? Why is so like you're able to expand your curiosity down to whatever you want. Once again, we say kids, but anybody. I love that when it said could be confidently wrong. So that's where you have to stress test. You got to say, poke holes in it. This is how you actually develop critical reasoning as well. Critical thinking from him, from using it, from using the AI. So being healthy skeptical, a healthy dose of skepticism. Create with it, right? So another big thing I would say for kids and teams, try to do something with AI that you couldn't have possibly imagined that you could do before without. So a good example being, if let's say you have a child that's in school, I don't know, whatever grade, say, hey, try to make and then you pick a thing that they're interested in, but they probably would not be able to do without the AI. Something that would involve abilities that just don't have, whether it be abilities with maybe coding or abilities with possibly design, whatever the case may be, but have the AI help with that to get the most extreme of goals. So think big with the kid, and then see how far you can get with that. Maybe a book they feel like it's outside of their span of control, and then you talk to AI and you say, okay, let's do this together, and then you see, oh, it's not outside of my span of control, and then you say, okay, well, what is outside of my span of control? And then you find out not much, and that's a different world to a child, but it's also a different world to your team, right? So take that same lesson, extrapolate it, that person on your team who's just been doing this, checking this email, or that just been matching this spreadsheet with that spreadsheet, and now you give them AI, and now imagine what they can do. See what they can do. See how excited they are about what they can do in their job and how they can earn for the company. Try it. Say, hey, this is our goal. Let's have everybody try to reach it using this AI. Come up with some ideas and send them to me, and then see what happens. So don't want to belabor that point too much more, but definitely create with it. But always keep humans in the loop, I would say. So keep humans in the loop with the AI, meaning that, and I'll give like real life example just for myself. The AI is super duper smart. It can do all these things, but it still makes mistakes all the time. So a human has to be in the loop for that critical thinking, for checking, because a human's job now is taste, judgment, and accountability. Those three things. Taste, judgment, accountability. That's the job of the human now. So I have all these AI tools, and it helps me with my books, and it helps me with my accounting, and it helps me with all that. I still got a human accountant, accountability. I still got a human lawyer, accountability. I still got a human doctor, or like I still have humans helping me. I still have a human staff, but I also got agents, and these agents work. And because of that, because I have humans and agents, I'm able to produce things outside of my wildest dreams that I wouldn't think possible, because of both. If I just had the one or the other, it wouldn't be. But in this new world that we live in, absolutely is possible, and that's how it is. Human has to be in loop. AI is going to make mistakes, but you want to mitigate that by, and here's a little tip, have the AI check itself, called QA, quality assurance. AI check itself. Now the human checks it less. Human still got to check though. but that is going to save you from a workflow standpoint. Johnny having to check the AI 15 times versus Johnny having to check the AI 3 times, because the AI had separate quality assurance gates that it checked itself and then self-corrected. But still, there may have been some other issues to where Johnny had to be in there and fix it. But now Johnny Life is a lot better because instead of the 15, it's 2. So that is how another way in which I would say the most efficient users of AI are using it now. Five AI rules for kids. Think first, ask second, check third, create something, stay human. Man, those are great AI rules for all, not just for kids, but definitely good for kids too. I don't want my kid growing up without AI. I also don't want my kid growing up unable to think without AI. And that is facts for me. As I have a child, I do not want her, and she used AI, I teach her how to use AI, I do not want her having children. I don't want her unable to think outside of AI. I want her to know that this tool is available, just like I want her to know that a calculator is available or a whatever tool to do the job is available, but still also know how to add, know how to think, know how to be resilient. So yeah, so that's the from the thinking standpoint. I get a lot of those questions that come. Another question that I get a lot from the AI education space or kids or hey, best practice or best use of AI or some great use cases will be along the routes of making life easier. So now this is for the human. I mean, not for the human. This is for they're both humans, the adult. So planning events, right? So kids is back at school. So we're going to do kids, but also for teams. Hey, what's going on, chat? Thank you for this. This was good. But now let's do something for the parents of the kids. OMG. It's so many emails that I'm getting from the school. Like this is going on and that is going on. And my kid's in this group and it's kind of overwhelming. My kid goes to Parkland School District. She's in 7th grade. And she goes to Springhouse Middle. She goes to Springhouse Middle. So are you able to go online and find out kind of what's going on and best practice for this first week of school? Couple things with this one. First, I will say that everybody is I didn't say like my daughter's name in that, but I gave enough information to where it would be able to give relevant information so that it could be able to answer my question. And yes, I went directly to Parkland's current 2026-27 information. And school started yesterday, and then it kind of goes up what to do. Parkland app, how hack works, home access center. So like this is the thing that may be able to help you or start with. You got the $20 protection plan. And then also if I wanted to, I could attach my email to it. Now my email is the business email. You can only attach like a plugin standpoint, one email at a time. But if I want to, I could disconnect one, could attach the other, and then it will be able to actually grab all these emails too. And then you just continue to ask questions and go and do a deep dive, like I said, if you so choose. Let's kind of come up with some things to do this weekend that don't involve screens. Thank you for this. This was great. Hey, could you please give me some things to do this weekend with my child, who is 12, that doesn't involve screens in the Lehigh Valley? And also, I want to make sure that I'm being the best dad ever. So what are some tips on that too? Judging by the school year and what's going on with that and everything I've told you so far. Let's see where I'm going here with the parent-child relationship. And now the AI is going to go out and give suggestions, and then I'll take it and go back and forth with it to see if it's something that I want to do this weekend or not. Now, on the team standpoint, well, you can do the same thing with your team, or your team members can do this. But you would say, hey, what's some engagement? What are some ways that we can do icebreakers, or some ways that we can increase recognition, boost engagement for the team that doesn't involve pay raises or whatever the case may be, right? So similar, I want to spend time with my child and foster relationships. I want to spend time with my team and foster relationships. What's the most engaging way to do that? AI can help with it, right? Going fast here, but just know that it gives a great place that you could start. Well, say, hold up, Jeff. You said that you're not supposed to offload your cognitive abilities with just asking a question. You're supposed to think about it first. Yes, I do. I think that. I'm doing this for the sake of time, but I do think even for these questions, take a bit and just think and see, and then ask it to see. That is what I think is best practice. And then also, as you're thinking about it, you can even talk to the AI, because that while you're thinking and brainstorming, you're giving it relevant information about how you are coming to your conclusion. So all of that deductive reasoning is gold in relevant context for the AI, whether it be parent-child relationship or team relationship. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to show some of the other ones. Well, only one specific one. NotebookLM. And with NotebookLM, oops, this is Gemini. With NotebookLM and studying. So this is NotebookLM, which is now called Gemini Notebook. And for those of you who do not know, you click on Create New Notebook, and then you can upload different sources in your notebook. And the sources can be websites, it could be spreadsheets, it could be emails, it could be in your drive, it could be different files, it could be YouTube videos, it could be many different types of things you can upload. I am going to take I'll just take prisms. No, we'll take Parkland, since that's what we're on. So I'll take Parkland's website. I have to find what that is. Oh, a second. Parkland School District. So I grabbed there. I'm gonna go back to Notebook, and then I'm going to go to websites. I'm going to paste this link. So now we just took one site, Parkland site, and now what the AI did was it looked at all the different pages on that site, and now I can ask questions or query just query it in the middle here. And I can say, ask whatever question I want to regarding that site. Or on the side, I can turn it into different assets based off of just clicking a button. So turn it into a slide deck, turn it into a video, just whatever's on that site, turn to flashcards, turn into an infographic, turn into a quiz. Now it takes about 5 to 10 minutes for it to completely finish. So I'll show you a different one so you can see what that is. So for example, here is my book that I wrote, my latest book, Transcript Alchemy. So I uploaded the book, Transcript Alchemy. That's the one source that I used. And then on the right, I created all these things. So I created some videos for it. I created the slide deck. And how I did it was just clicking on that button. Literally one click, well, I'm sorry, 2 clicks. You click one and then you click generate. And then when you do that, you get this. So what it did was gave me a full-on PowerPoint presentation, with great graphics based off of what's in the book. So for all of the authors out there, this is, and it's free to do this. So this is gold. So please, 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 please use it. See what it is. It's amazing. So that's one thing it did. Let's look at we'll do a quick video. So I did a short. So I clicked on video overview, and then I clicked short and then generate. And then this was the video one of the videos that it made.
We constantly lose our most valuable ideas because spoken words vanish the second they leave the air. But the transcript alchemy workflow fixes this. You can start doing this today in 4 moves. Number 1, capture. Record the meeting, call, conversation, or voice note with permission where required. Number 2, get the text. Turn the recording into a transcript. Now, a raw transcript alone is just a dense 10-page wall of text that nobody wants to read. So number 3, prompt. Give that transcript to AI and ask a specific question to instantly pull the exact action items without reading a thing. Number 4, keep it. Save the transcript somewhere searchable, because today's conversation can answer tomorrow's question. That's the entire system. Capture, get the text, prompt, keep. Everything else is just a more powerful version of those. Analyze, act, repeat.
Okay, so that was...
We constantly lose our most valuable ideas because...
So then it'll go down the line and just keep doing more the other ones as well. So from a workflow standpoint, that is amazing. Like, you can just put in your source, outcomes, excellent explainer video. Now you say, well, it's got the branding, the notebook branding on there. Is there a way that you can get it to where you don't have that branding? Yes, there's another step you can do. You can take it. It's not in NotebookLM, but you can like feed it to Claude Code or any of your AI tools, and it can remove the branding for you and put your own branding on there. So a little bit more advanced, but very possible. But as we look at today, which is how you would use it for a child, you would use AI or that parent-child relationship, as well as the team. For the parent-child relationship, learning. So any topic, anything, you can put in there. You'll get those flashcards. You'll get those, you get a study guide. You get a deck. You get all that. And then you quiz yourself. So, who said that putting together the deck had to be the hard part? Maybe studying the deck is the important part. Maybe now that we can just do it with click the button, you put together 5 and you pick the best one that's most relevant, that you're going to retain the information more. It opens up the floodgates when you have the right workflow. And NotebookLM, aka Google Notebook, is part of that workflow. So for the power users, definitely NotebookLM is a standard for. And that is all the time that we have today. I do appreciate y'all. So do a quick recap. So we went over the best practices of 1, capture, 2, and that's with their AI note taker or whatever AI tool you have. Then number 2 is connect with the connectors or the plugins. And then number 3 is then direct with your prompting. And then once you have that, you can come to NotebookLM and then create some assets just by uploading your sources and then clicking on the right-hand side to create the different assets. If you saw something today that you appreciate, I would love for you to join.
We constantly lose our most.
I would love for you to join the school community, the PRISM AI family, school.com. We got 642 people there now. And yeah, just type in school.com, PRISM AI University, and join up. Would love to have you in there. We have interactive planning. It's a good place to network. And every Friday at 3 o'clock, we have a touch base. So, or if you want more one-to-one, hand-to-hand coaching, would love for you to get a discovery call, and we can see how we can help your business at PRISM AI Consultants. Thank you. And remember, be nice to yourself. Have a great day. Adios.
sound